And welcome to the Inland Sports Show. We are live and amplified from San Manuel Stadium for the 8th Annual Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association All-Star Game. We appreciate you joining us today and every single day from 3 to 6 p.m. right here on the local sports leader, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. I'm Pep Fernandez, joined by Jeff Gorham, Greg Holla back in the studio. Jeff, it's always fun when we can get out and about, go to different places. We've done the show from all over the place, from Hawaii to right down the road here in San Bernardino. It's always fun. We got a big game tonight.
We do have a big game. I'm really excited. This is one of the more beautiful stadiums. It's kind of a hidden gem here in the city of San Bernardino, but a beautiful ballpark. And I'll tell you what, Pep, I really have the itch. You know what that itch is?
What itch?
I got an itch.
You can take something for that.
Oh, no. The only itch I've got is I want to go out and run those bases. Later on, maybe between the show and the game tonight, I'm going to go and I'm going to have Kona or you, and we're going to time my – I'm going to have jeans on. I still bet you, though, I'm faster than most Major League Baseball players. I can make it around those bases really, really fast. I'm going to give it a shot, Pep.
You should. We can get video of it.
We're going to do it.
Go viral.
I'm going to dive head first, too. I'm ready, man. I want to play. I'm telling you. I am ready to play. I can't wait to see these young high school guys, the best of the best. It's going to be fun, Pep.
Yeah, it's the 8th Annual IEBCA All-Star Game, so it's the official Inland Empire All-Star Game as Riverside County will take on San Bernardino County here at San Manuel Stadium, the home of the Inland Empire 66ers. It's been here for a while now, and they do such a great job hosting these high school seniors and their coaches. It's a lot of fun. A lot of these guys heard their names, a couple of them heard their names called in the Major League Baseball draft. A couple of these guys are going Division I. A bunch of them have college scholarships. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have the game live later on the Inland Sports Channel. But, Jeff, we have got so much to get to today. We're going to talk about the All-Star Game. We're also going to talk about the NBA Finals because it could be over tonight as Golden State will go for the sweep of the Cleveland Cavaliers. But the big news breaking this afternoon, and I could not believe it. I had to read it from multiple sources, that Angels star Shohei Ohtani has a sprained UCL. So that's in the elbow. He is going to be out at least 3 weeks. They're going to give him 3 weeks to shut it down, and then they're going to reevaluate. If he's okay, maybe they kind of bring him back in a rehab process, maybe here with the Inland Empire 66ers, but that's a long ways down the road. Right now, they're just hoping, fingers crossed, that they can avoid Tommy John surgery. That's exactly what you don't want to hear with Shohei Ohtani.
Well, yeah, the other night he was throwing a gem, and after those 4 innings of play, a blister showed up on that middle finger. His slider and his fastball lost a little bit of velocity, and a couple days removed from that, he said he's had some stiffness. Now it's a grade 2 sprain of the ulnar collateral ligament in his pitching elbow. So, like you said, a big concern for that already thin Angels pitching staff.
Well, what's crazy is, so the other night he left the game early in the 5th inning. He was pitching pretty well, and it was because of a blister, everyone said. So Wednesday night, according to all these reports, he went in to have the blister checked out. The blister. And just said, oh, hey, by the way, my elbow feels a little stiff. And they're like, hey, it's probably nothing. Let's go ahead and take an image of it, an MRI. So they took it, and they're like, dude, bad news. You got a sprained UCL. And this is something that could require Tommy John surgery, but I think the Angels are still at this point hopeful that with some rest, given, like 3 weeks. He's on the 10-day DL, but they said at least 3 weeks before they even go back to even look at what's going on with his elbow. He's going to be out for a while, and this could be pretty serious.
Well, if you recall, remember when they were going to draft Ohtani, there was some concern about that sore elbow. Last year, he had a grade 1 before he signed with the Angels in Japan, and they gave him a plasma-rich injection before he came to the Angels. Well, last night, they gave him the same plasma-rich injections that will kind of help heal the area, the ulnar nerve, and hopefully, a grade 3 represents a complete tear. So, got to be kind of careful here. Maybe the plasma, the stem cell stuff will help rejuvenate that ligament.
Yeah, just kind of a weird situation because a blister's one thing. We're like, okay, maybe he might miss a start, but probably not. He'll be back. And then from that, a blister to this is pretty significant here for the Halo star Shohei Ohtani. A lot more to get to. It's all brought to you by quality oil change. You can spoil yourself and you can spoil your car every single time you go in there 3,000 or 5,000 miles. Spoiled, quick quality oil change. Jeff, I know you're overdue. You pass by Spoiled every day. You need to get to Spoiled. You don't want your wife breaking down on the side of the road.
I'm going to be honest with you, Pep.
Be honest.
I looked at my my sticker on the window.
Yes, you did.
Driving in today, and I was about 200 miles over what I'm supposed to.
I knew you were.
Oh, yeah. Car was making knocks and pings. I got to go in, man. I got to take that Jeep in and let old Navigado take care of me.
Spoiled, quick quality oil change right there off of Alessandro Boulevard. Go check them out. Like Jeff Gorin will. You might even run into the Big Jeezy if you time it just right out there. NBA Finals, as we just mentioned, Game 4 tonight in Cleveland. This could be it, Jeff. This could be it. It could be a sweep for the Golden State Warriors tonight. I believe it'll be a sweep. LeBron's going to fight to the finish, but he's the only one. I feel like Cleveland's just going to roll over tonight. I feel like this might not even be a close game.
Well, there's a lot of talk, and you can always tell when the season's about over, and somebody's going to lose. LeBron James is talking about how he misses Dwayne Wade.
Yes.
He's talking about how tired he is. So all signs are pointing, hey, they're going to bring up the white flag. I think tonight they do it. It would be nice to see Cleveland win on their floor one time before LeBron ends his career in Cleveland. But it would be nice to see Golden State win at Oracle. But like I said, I do think tonight will be the end of the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James era.
I think that's the only reason I'd want Cleveland to win a game is the fact that the Warriors could celebrate on their home floor. But in the big scheme of things, I think the Warriors like the idea of saying, yeah, we swept LeBron James. That's how good we are. We swept him in 4 straight. Plus, it's not so bad winning a championship on the road. Just ask the Washington Capitals. They did it last night. They're hoisting Lord Stanley's Cup against Las Vegas. They win the finals 4-1. So if you can't win on your home ice, at least do it in Las Vegas. There's pictures, there's video of the Capitals running all over Las Vegas with Lord Stanley's Cup, drinking out of it, taking pictures with it, going through the casinos with it. Like, if that trophy could talk, the stories and the things it has seen, it's been celebrating all night long with your 2018 Stanley Cup champs, the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, and what is there? There isn't a better place to win a championship, I would imagine, because
Las Vegas, right?
It's a city that doesn't sleep. I mean, there is everything you can possibly do, and everything you can possibly do that's against the law in Vegas. Like you said, if that Stanley Cup could talk. But boy, oh boy, what a good victory. Since 1974, they've been waiting for this championship, the first one in their history. And the city, Baltimore, Washington area was just on fire last night. Everybody loved it. They were excited.
I don't know if you saw this, and I just stumbled upon it. Wasn't looking for it, because you know me. Minding my own business. But Alexander Ovechkin, who is the superstar for the Washington Capitals, one of the best players in the game, he had Lord Stanley's Cup, and he's skating around the ice, celebrating with his team. And everyone noticed this, that there was a lady in the background. Did you see this?
No.
Kono saw it. There's a lady in the background, a fan, but she was in the front row behind the plexiglass. She had a dress on, and she pulled her dress down.
And I missed it?
It was all hanging out as the guys were. So NBC is on Alexander Ovechkin. Their video cameras are on Ovi and the Capitals. They just won the championship. Everyone is celebrating. And there in the background was like a half-naked woman. And I'm thinking to myself, only in Vegas. This doesn't happen anywhere else. Like, it's bizarre and it's crazy. And here we are trying to celebrate Lord Stanley's Cup. And there's this lady in the front row, and she thought the first thing, hey, you know what I need to do? And now she's going to go viral. It's a real thing. I'm not making this up. And again, I wasn't looking for it. I just stumbled into it. But only in Las Vegas, right?
I'll tell you what. You know what, though, guys? I think you've mistaken this, because I'm watching it right now. I think she is a showgirl. And I think she was just a little lost. You know, she was in the middle of a show.
Promoting her show.
And I'm watching it. Hey, good for her.
You know what? Somewhere right now, Greg Holla is back in the studio searching the Washington Capitals.
I just did. Wow, good for – you know what? That's fun, though. I mean, come on.
So, you know what? So, like you said, the Washington Capitals, of course you want to win on your home ice. But if you can't do it, Las Vegas, first time we've had like a real top-tier professional league, because they've had minor league hockey, minor league baseball. But the NHL is a top-tier professional sports league in the United States. That's the first time we've ever had, something like this go down in Las Vegas, and that's how they celebrate.
Well, yeah, I mean, but let's not forget this might be a little before your time, but do you remember the Kissing Bandit, Morgana, the Kissing Bandit?
No.
You don't remember? You honestly, Pep?
No.
You are the king of sports.
For what team or what? Where?
Everywhere. She was everywhere. During the break, I'm going to show you a video. She probably did it several hundred times. She would go to tennis matches, golf matches, NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball, NFL. She was Morgana, the Kissing Bandit. Big
just
blonde.
Crash the party.
She would run out on the field, but she wouldn't go topless. She was very healthy. She was a healthy woman, and she would run out to the pitcher's mound, and she'd lean over, and it was very nice. She'd raise one leg up, and she'd put her hands around the pitcher or whomever, and she'd kiss him. And then she'd run off. The first couple times they arrested her, and then Morgana, the Kissing Bandit, was not arrested. People were paying her to show up at games. How do you not know this?
No, she was like a character. Like people were like, "Hey, that's her."
And she did it until she was in her like mid-60s, and she had this big. She was she was Dolly Parton without the singing. That would run up and kiss people. And I'm telling you, it was the greatest thing during the 70s and 80s. It was one of the biggest things around. How do you not know this, Pep Fernandez?
You have to show me. Yeah,
because you were stuck up there in Orangewood or Cottonwood.
I was building rafts in the swamp.
You missed a lot. Morgana, the Kissing Bandit, was the best, Pep, and you missed it.
Now to baseball. We just told you the bad news on Shohei Ohtani. He's going to be out for a while. Excuse me, maybe Tommy John. We just don't know right now, but he does have a sprain in his UCL. That's a ligament in your elbow, so it doesn't look good for him. He's going to be out for a while. So the Dodgers, meanwhile, they've got a big series. They are hosting the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta's one of the surprise teams in Major League Baseball, so this is actually a pretty good series here. And the Dodgers, they are red hot right now, coming off some big wins on Pittsburgh. Now they come back home. They get the Braves. They're playing really good baseball, Jeff, and this could be a turning point. Luckily, Arizona's really taken a dump. Colorado's flirting with the 500 mark as well, but the Dodgers are certainly right back in the mix. If they can get healthy and continue to swing the bat like they've done on this road trip, I think they're in good shape right now.
Well, the thing is, the best part is they're in such a bad division. We talked about this. I had a few friends call me this morning on the phone saying, "Hey, you've been ripping on those Dodgers. You wanted to get rid of them and start over." And I said, "Well, I know they're playing well. They're playing great, but let's talk about the division. The division is not one of the better divisions. You have a quadruple A team with the Padres, but the Dodgers are starting to put it together. They're playing well. It's nice to have JT back, Forsythe, Bellinger's hitting the ball, and Peterson in the last week. So good things. Hopefully they can stay on course."
Yeah, it's coming together if they could just get some healthy pitching at this point. But even the guys who have been stepping in, whether it's like a bullpen game or Ross Stripling, they're finding ways to get it done on the mound as well. And the bats are getting hot, and that's a great thing for the Los Angeles Dodgers. They got the Braves tonight. And speaking of JT, it's JT bobblehead night out there in Rancho Cucamonga. In fact, we have the All-Star game here at San Manuel Stadium because the 66ers are on the road playing the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. And you can hear that game right here on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Mike Skoggy will have the call. So if you head out to the Epicenter, Lone Mart Field, they're going to have Justin Turner, JT bobblehead night for the first 1,500 fans. So if you're a Dodger fan, that's a real good keepsake right there.
Yeah, and you better get there early because JT, really, I would have to say the most popular Dodger amongst the fans.
Would you say let's take Clayton Kershaw out of the equation.
Even put him in the equation.
Do you think JT's the most popular Dodger right now?
Currently, yes. I would say in the last year. Think about it. He led the National League in hitting, made his first All-Star team. Remember the push to get him on the All-Star team? It was his his wife that he just married over the summer. There was a big national push to get him on that All-Star roster. And he had more votes than anybody in Major League Baseball. So if we're going to base it just on that, yes, he's the most popular guy in Dodger Town.
I would say so, too. I'm going through the lineup right now. Yasiel Puig could have been that guy, I think, because there's a lot of excitement and buzz around him. I would probably go Justin Turner as well. I think he's probably the most popular Dodger, not named Clayton Kershaw. I think if you said, hey, who plays for the Dodgers, just walk up to any guy. I'll walk right down E Street right here in San Bernardino and be like, who plays for the Dodgers? First name would be Clayton Kershaw. The second name, probably Justin Turner.
Yeah, and you mentioned Yasiel Puig. Yasiel Puig really he was lightning in a bottle. Remember his first stint with the Dodgers, because he's been dropped down a couple times. it was like Fernando Mania for about a month.
Yeah.
It was everything. It was Yasiel Puig, but he's one of those guys that just didn't handle that success, that popularity, along with the game of baseball. He kind of, I think it went to his head, and we've seen glimpses of it. A couple weeks ago, he had 4 home runs in a week. He has not been consistent, though.
Oh, Jeff, the All-Stars are here. I can see some of the Riverside County All-Stars making their way onto the field right now. They're going to get some BP, some batting practice in here at San Manuel Stadium, and then really get things cracking at 7 o'clock. That's the first pitch for the IEBCA All-Star game. I see King, Pauley, North Arlington, Patriot. Who's the guy in the yellow? I think it's Bloomington.
You think so?
There's guys, I don't know. I'm curious now.
I don't know. They got, but I don't like the
that
guy.
That might be a North guy.
I don't like that orange guy down there, though.
You don't like the orange guy, Riverside Pauley?
No, not at all. I don't like Pauley.
Everyone loves Pauley.
No, they don't. I'm a Ramona guy. We hate Pauley, other than Yancey. And then there's a couple other guys coming up here too.
Bloomington, the Bruins.
Yeah.
I would recognize the Bruins from a mile away.
Yeah, of course.
Because they're the Bruins. They look just like UCLA.
They do.
Those same
Yes,
color scheme. And one college baseball note, Cal State Fullerton was playing Washington in a regional. It's a best of 3. Today was actually game 1 of this series, and game 1 goes to the Huskies. They win 8-5. Fullerton trying to punch their ticket to the College World Series in Omaha, but now Washington is 1 win away from going to the College World Series for the very first time ever in their program. So we got some local guys that play for Cal State Fullerton, but they're going to have to battle back, win 2 in a row at Goodwin Field out there at Cal State Fullerton, which – hey, Kono and I were just out there. Like, we were there for the CIF Southern Section High School Baseball Championship games, and now they're hosting here a big-time college baseball regional. But game 1 of that regional the Super Regional goes to Washington. They win 8-5, and the Huskies now 1 win away from going to the College World Series. All right, another look at beautiful San Manuel Stadium, the San Bernardino Mountains in the background there. We're going to turn it down a little bit, turn on the lights for the Inland Empire All-Star game coming up at 7 o'clock, which you can watch live right here. And, Jeff, you'll have the call with Kono back here.
My guy, Stephen Kono, is going to be making his debut, calling the game, baby.
We're all brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, bringing you all of your sporting gear needs and Letterman's jackets. They can do team sales as well. And right now, they have the big sidewalk sale at Ken Sporting Goods. It's world famous. Their deals cannot be beat by anyone. Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and they're all 30 to 70% off. Plus, they also have clothing on sale as well. So whatever you're looking for, they got all the big brands. Jeff, you're a Nike guy. They got that too. Go on to Ken Sporting Goods, the world famous sidewalk sale. It's right off the 15 in Norco. You can visit them online, kensportingoods.com. All right, let's take a break. Greg Holly, you know what to do. When we come back, we're going to talk a little NFL football. T.O. Terrell Owens back in the news. What's going on with the Patriots? More drama for the Patriots. There's always drama in New England, but they always seem to shake it off, Jeff. They always find a way, no big deal, right?
They're like Teflon, baby, Teflon.
Slides right off. We'll be back. It's your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show here on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We are live and amplified from San Manuel Stadium as we are getting set for the 8th Annual Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association All-Star Game. Jeff Gorham's here. I'm here, Pep Fernandez. Greg Holla holding it back down in the studio. We're brought to you by Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels, everybody is going to Boost Performance Training. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter. Check out the strength and speed class. You could be the best player on your team. Lots of patches on your Letterman's jacket. You could be the big man or the big gal on campus because you're going to be a star when you go to Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass and his top-notch staff. Jeff, we're just admiring the field. Beautiful stadium here at San Manuel. They're getting the field prep. We're going to do a little BP. The 66er staff, who's second to none, they're out there getting the field ready. I know you appreciate that.
I'll tell you what. I appreciate one thing, and I'm looking out on
baseball.
No,
hot dogs.
No, there's
pretzels.
No, there's a guy on the field, and I specify he's a guy. He's got a great beard. But he's got two of the most beautiful legs I've ever seen on a man.
Really?
I'm telling you, if you transplanted those legs and put them on those sticks, if you took those sticks off of that man and you put them on any woman in America, those would be the best legs I've ever seen on a woman. That is one good-looking grounds guy. I'm telling you, man, he's got fantastic sticks, man.
I don't even know, Jeff.
Oh, man.
I don't even know who you are.
If you put pumps on him, he'd be
pumps?
You put
like high heels?
Yeah, you put high heels on him, and you just took a picture from the waist down. He'd have the best legs of anyone I've ever seen. Beautiful, beautiful legs. Good job, guy, watering the grass out there.
Hey, we're here for the baseball, Jeff. Baseball. There's an all-star game tonight.
No, I'm telling you, I love women, and I do love a good pair of legs, and he's got good legs, man. There's nobody.
Would you fancy yourself as a leg expert?
No, not until now. And I'm looking at this guy's sticks. They're amazing.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's got some good-looking legs out here. No, what a great place to be, though. Fun. You knew I was going to go there. I told you I would.
Oh, Jeff.
I can't take my eyes off of that guy's legs.
I don't even know what to do with you anymore.
Man, he might need some longer shorts.
Short shorts.
Yeah, he's got short shorts, and he's got no socks on. But if he put him in some heels, pumps, he'd be sweet. Be very good.
Hey, if you're watching us live right now on the channel, we do put up some tweets. We got one from Boost Performance Training talking about their Saturday morning strength and speed class. You can go check that out. But we are live at San Manuel Stadium, but we got to get to some NFL news, some stuff that broke overnight, and some other things, Jeff, that we just didn't get to yesterday. We had Jim Alexander from the Press Enterprise. We had Rick Roy from Cal Baptist. Very busy show yesterday, but I wanted to talk about a couple things here in the NFL. One is Patriots receiver Julian Edelman reportedly is facing a 4-game ban for using PEDs. So the Patriots, I'm assuming he's probably going to appeal this and fight it. But let's just assume for the moment that he's not going to be in the first 4 games of the season. But maybe more importantly, away from the football field, Julian Edelman's one of the guys that goes to Alex Guerrero, Tom Brady's personal fitness guru, because there's been that rift between Tom Brady and the way he wants to handle his fitness and his nutrition and his off-season routine. He goes with Alex Guerrero and his TB12, Tom Brady 12, as opposed to what the Patriots want. So I guess what I'm trying to get to here, Jeff, is so Julian Edelman, 4-game ban for PEDs, he does very similar things to what Tom Brady does because that's Tom Brady's guy. Do you see there's any implications that people are going to start scratching their head saying, if Julian Edelman got caught with a 4-game PED ban, what's the likelihood that Tom Brady could be in a similar scenario because they use the same guy and probably do a lot of the same things in the offseason?
Well, I think when there's smoke, there's fire. We saw it in Major League Baseball with the PED scandal a few years back. But here's the kicker. I don't know if you've seen this in the last couple hours, but there's a guy on Reddit, which is a website that kind of blew this story up. There's a guy on there who goes by Reddit Lover 1981.
How'd you find this guy?
It just broke. The news broke here.
Greg Holla likes Reddit too, by the way. Found that out.
He is the guy that shed light on this Edelman before it happened, and he said tonight Tonight he's going to go on Mike Florial's Pro Football Talk, and he's going to announce even bigger bombshells regarding the New England Patriots.
He is?
So
Wait, so this is the guy that broke the news on Julian Edelman, and he says he has bigger news, bigger than Edelman?
Yes, and I'm going to read you a quote. I've actually been sitting on some bigger Patriot news for the past few days. Still trying to verify that it's 100% true before putting it out there, said Reddit Lover 1981. Regardless, I plan to post it here tomorrow evening, which is
Tonight.
So tonight, there's going to be some accusations, possibility of even bigger news regarding the New England Patriots. And it did say that let me find it here. The news is said to revolve around more negatives that could have a big impact on the team ahead of the 2018 season that will involve a longtime player facing a possible suspension or considering retirement. There is certainly more to come that will make matters worse in New England with involving one of their long-term pieces to their puzzle.
So if this is unfolding in New England, because it's on the East Coast, this could happen while we're on the show. If this guy actually, who is this guy, by the way? Is it like a reporter? Is it a?
Well, I think on Reddit you can
like anonymously
post things, and he was correct in posting. In fact, he was ahead of the curve here with Julian Edelman. And now they're saying where there's smoke, there's fire, and he's going to release more sometime this evening. So while we are on there, we could have some bombshells going through on the Reddit website.
Yeah, just, him speaking so vaguely about a longtime player that would possibly just go into retirement. Obviously, you're going to go straight to Tom Brady. I guess Gronkowski would be another guy that might pop up because he's another guy that's been, in the offseason. Is he going to come back? Does he want to retire? What's he going to do? Man, that's very interesting because I just when I saw Julian Edelman, and I know he works with the same guy that Tom Brady has, it's like, oh boy, hopefully they're not going to be lumped together. I mean, maybe it's simply just guilt by association. Maybe Tom Brady has nothing to do with this, or maybe they've got a similar routine. Oh, so Julian Edelman's already come out and apologized?
Yeah, he says, I am very sorry. I don't know what happened. I've taken many tests, obviously, over the course of my career, and nothing like this has ever happened. I apologize to the Kraft family, my coaches, teammates, and fans. As this matter is being appealed, I can't say any more, but no matter what, I will be ready to play and pursue another championship with our team and for Patriot fans around the world.
And they have minicamp next week. So I'd be very curious how that's going to go down because usually, you go to minicamp and they're talking about, hey, well, how do you think the team's going to do this season? Now it's going to be they're going to be talking about this. They're going to be talking about Tom Brady. They're going to ask him, questions if he's hiding anything. Like this could be a messy situation, especially if anything happens tonight regarding the Patriots.
Yeah, and the curious thing about Edelman is, and a lot of people do forget this, he just had surgery recently on his knee and came back and had a very good season. So they're thinking maybe, and this is a possibility, that he got healthier quicker after the surgery through these PEDs is what they're saying.
Yeah, because a lot of times when people hear PEDs, they naturally think that, okay, they're taking them because they just want these huge muscles and to be stronger and faster than everybody else. But a lot of times it's because guys are coming back from a significant injury, and it accelerates that process where they can recover faster and get back to the playing field. And that may be the case here with Julian Edelman. But he is apologizing. He's going to appeal it. So I guess in a way he's kind of denying it. He's apologizing but appealing it at the same time. So, take it for what it's worth.
And I might be very much in the minority here, but I think if you recover from an injury, I think that if you want to prolong your career, I think the NFL might need to do something because these PEDs or whatever is on this banned list, they're still getting players healthy enough to come back and play. Granted, it gives them an unfair advantage, but ultimately you get to keep your superstars on the field longer.
Yeah.
So I might be one of the only minority in football, that is, that if you need to, football is a very tough physical sport where guys get hurt. I think whatever you can do to get the players back on the field is okay. And then once they're on the field, then you take away whatever medicines that are taken. But I think it's only fair because guys are careers are getting shorter.
You know what? Actually, as crazy as that sounds, I'm not completely against it. Because I don't know a lot about PEDs and steroids and whatnot. I just wonder how long does it stay in your system. So let's say you're recovering from a major injury, and it's helping you, get back to the field sooner. But how long does that stay in your system once you return to the field? Like, I simply just don't know enough about it.
Yeah, and I think nobody knows enough about it because it's kind of been behind the curtain for so many years. It's like a black market, really, a black market of medicine. But yet people seem to get healthier. Baseball, it made them stronger. I think the recovery period during the season, I don't think you should be able to use it because the recovery period makes it easier to be successful. It's just a strange, it's one of those things, it's a Pandora's box. Do you open it? Do you not open it? But I do think it benefits players and their longevity of their career, if that makes sense.
It does, and we'll keep tabs on this because if this Reddit user, again, it's anonymously, so that's always kind of a little dicey there, a little shady. But we'll see if this guy actually has huge news regarding the Patriots that he wants to break tonight. So we'll definitely keep tabs on that. But right now, let's take a break. We're here live at San Manuel Stadium for the IEBCA Inland Empire All-Star Game as Riverside County will take on San Bernardino County. Biggest high school baseball all-star game featuring the 909 and the 951. We'll have it live on the Inland Sports Channel tonight at 7 o'clock. But when we come back, we're going to circle back to the NBA Finals. Game 4 tonight, and this could be it for LeBron James. We'll talk about that when we come back. It's your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I say that's my passion because I've done it. I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. This segment's brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. You can buy, you can trade, you can finance. They got weekly specials where you can save thousands of dollars. Right now, if you go to Catalano Motors, you'll find a 2011 Ford SVT Raptor Crew Cab. The thing is beautiful. You can save thousands of dollars. Plus, if you mention the Inland Sports Show, you get an extra $500 off. So you walk onto the lot, say Inland Sports Show, boom, $500. Anything you want there. That's how it works.
I'm going to go
We're
in
trying
and
to help.
I'm going to go buy a fleet of cars.
A fleet?
And then if I buy like 5, I get one free because I will have saved so much money.
Maybe Catalano Motors actually has one of those little like punch-it cards. Like, you know, if you buy 4, the 5th one's free. You know, you just go in there and they punch a little hole in your little ticket and little card.
I go through cars like ice cream cones. I eat them, I get rid of them. You know, it's like boom, boom, boom. I'm always getting new cars, and I'm telling you, I'm going to go to Catalano, and I'm just going to buy every car on that lot. Every car, and I'm going to get $500 back.
Because you're big baller status.
Oh, big baller.
All right, let's get to the NBA. And, Jeff, Game 4 tonight, NBA Finals, the Warriors and the Cavaliers. It is in Cleveland, but I think the general consensus is Golden State will likely wrap it up tonight. They'll make it a sweep. They're on the verge of winning their 3rd NBA title in the past 4 seasons. LeBron is going down, with the ship. He's fighting to the finish. I wish I could say the rest for the rest of the guys. But I just don't see a scenario where Cleveland even ekes one out. Now, listen, we did say this. Like, I would like to see the Cavaliers take a game just so that Oakland could win the title on their home floor. But I think for Golden State, just in terms of just pride and trying to prove that they're the greatest team ever, I think they'd like to say, hey, we swept LeBron James.
Well, they would be the second team to do so. LeBron is you always talk about the greatness of LeBron and in his comparison to Michael Jordan. Well, you know what? This will be the second time that LeBron James has been swept in the finals. And LeBron James, you said, is going down with the ship, but he's also taking pot shots, kind of backhanded compliments to his team.
Oh, yeah.
By saying, if he talked about how smart the IQ, the collective IQ of the Golden State Warriors is, and basically saying, hey, they're just smarter basketball players than the guys I'm playing with. That's what it comes out as.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
You look at the guys.
They're more talented and smarter.
They're just it's in their basketball mind, is what he is saying. You won a championship in Cleveland 2 years ago with virtually the same team minus the great Kyrie Irving. But wow, kind of throwing his team under the bus. It's hard for me to be a LeBron James fan for all of the silly, goofy things that he's done over the years. He's by far the best player in the game of basketball. But Cleveland, I think, is, like I said, I think this is the last straw, the last hurrah for LeBron James in Cleveland.
And something that you barely mentioned, but it's worth circling back and talking about as well, that LeBron James came out and said he wished he still had Dwayne Wade.
Yes.
He wished he had a guy like Dwayne Wade that he could lean on in the playoffs, because it feels like he's just on an island by himself, and he feels like if Dwayne Wade was there with him, still on the Cavaliers, he's a guy who's gone through this process, through the playoffs, through the finals. He's won NBA titles with him. If he had Dwayne Wade, this could be a different series. And it's kind of like, well, he's down 3 games to zip. No NBA team has ever come back from being down 3 games to none to win the NBA title. He knows it's over. So he's like going out in a blaze of glory. Man, I'm doing everything I can. The Golden State Warriors are smarter than us. If I had Dwayne Wade, this would be a different series. He's holding nothing back.
Well, let's think about this. He had Dwayne Wade earlier this season.
Yeah, he was on the Cavaliers.
There were 2 other guys on the team this season as well that aren't on the team, and 2 of them, one was an MVP and the other was runner-up MVP of the entire league last year, and that's Derrick Rose and Isaiah Thomas, and he had Dwayne Wade. He had 3 potential Hall of Famers, other than the
all
injuries
past their prime,
all
right?
past their prime,
but still pretty good.
They were great players, MVP players. Dwayne Wade, MVP. He had 2 MVPs on the team, and he couldn't win with those guys. Why did he get rid of them? Why didn't he just settle and rest those guys? They were going to get in the playoffs anyways, and then take your chances with guys that have been great superstar players. It's a weird year for the Cavs.
And LeBron had more to say. There's more. Oh, there's more. Okay, so he said, when Kevin Durant was drafted, and he was talking about how great Kevin Durant is. Again, LeBron's talking about how great the Warriors are, how smart they are. If he had Dwayne Wade, he said this, quote, "Everyone knew Kevin Durant was destined for greatness except Portland." Because remember, Portland in that draft in 2007, the Blazers took Greg Oden.
Oh,
remember Greg Oden?
Oh, he was great. Look at Greg Oden. Ohio State legend.
They took Greg Oden, who his career obviously never got off the ground, but at the time he was supposed to be the next big thing, and they passed up KD. They passed up Kevin Durant. So LeBron James taking shots at everybody, including Portland.
Yeah.
I guess he's not going to the Blazers. You can check them off the list.
No.
But he says everyone knew that KD was going to be great, everyone except for Portland, because they took Greg Oden in the draft and not Kevin Durant. More NBA news. Draymond Green says he would leave the Warriors if LeBron came to Golden State, but really, I really don't see LeBron James going to Golden State. I don't think that's a serious thing. I don't know how that even got out there.
Oh, that was a Stephen A. Smith thing.
That was dumb.
That was a dumb quote by Stephen A. Smith. But man, just think of there are so many. I don't know if you've looked at the list, Pep. There are so many big time free agents coming up in this next season, next summer.
Yeah, you know what they were talking about? Obviously the big topic is going to be where's LeBron James going to end up next season. And we mentioned yesterday that Chris Paul, he's not sure what he's going to do. He wants a max contract if he's going to stay with Houston. But there's a lot of conversation now that maybe it's not going to be LeBron and Paul George. Maybe it's going to be LeBron and Chris Paul coming to the Lakers. That could be a possibility.
I mean, that is a possibility because Chris Paul is an unrestricted free agent. I don't think Chris Paul is going to get that max deal with Houston just because it's going to be a 5-year deal worth over $200 million. And that means you're going to have a 38-year-old legs at the end of that contract, and it will be a top-heavy contract. I don't see him signing a long-term deal with Houston. That is a possibility. But there's also a possibility that Clint Capella, who's a restricted free agent with Houston, could leave, and that would really change the entire dynamic of that Houston roster.
Oh, they wouldn't be the same team. They would not be this team that won, had the best record in the Western Conference. I mean, they would be a different team. They would probably be in the middle of the pack of the West, if that.
Yeah.
I mean, James Harden by himself. Let's say you take Chris Paul and/or Capella out of the equation.
Their last year's team.
That's probably like a bubble playoff team. Like a 7, 8, 9 seed. Somewhere in that ballpark of just being on the edge of making the playoffs when you take those guys out of the equation. So it'll be interesting to see how this offseason plays out once the NBA Finals are over. Kevin Durant has already come out and said that he plans on returning to Golden State because he had a 2-year deal with the Warriors. This is his a new contract. This is the first year. He's finishing the first year of the 2-year deal. But the second year is a player option, and he has already said, he's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm coming back to Golden State. So I know some people are like, well, maybe Kevin Durant and LeBron James will team up and go somewhere. Kevin Durant's he's about to win an NBA title. Why is he going to go anywhere? He's going to make a ton of money, and he's winning NBA titles. Why would you leave?
Yeah, and the comparisons to him and LeBron James are kind of squashed now. Kevin Durant, I think, realizes now that he's on the verge of getting a second ring, and I think that they're still in the middle of this dynasty. I think if you keep them intact, they're going to win for years, to at least be in the mix for the several years to come. Why would you want to hurt that legacy? You play out your career in Golden State, you will be in that top 10 players of all time.
Now, Jeff, you've run into a lot of famous people across the Inland Empire. Lots of famous people. And in our next segment, we're going to talk about a former Major League Baseball star who's in some hot water right now. He's making headlines. And when I brought up his name, you're like, oh, yeah, I know that guy. I used to hang out at the car wash with him.
Yeah, I used to get autographs when I was a kid in high school. It was great.
You know everybody.
Yeah, I don't want to claim I know this guy. But
he's your homie,
yeah,
man.
No, he's the one guy I'm going to go, oh, yeah, I don't know him
He's
too well.
number one on your speed dial. He's your emergency contact on your cell phone.
I sure hope not.
We'll talk baseball. Again, we're live at San Manuel Stadium for the Inland Empire All-Star Baseball game. Riverside County taking on San Bernardino County. The Riverside County All-Stars on the field right now taking a little BP. San Bernardino County is also in the house. They'll be on the field in just a matter of moments as well. Live at San Manuel Stadium, it's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, a very special edition on this Friday as we are live at San Manuel Stadium for the high school baseball all-star game. Riverside County taking on San Bernardino County. Jeff, we got the Riverside County All-Stars on the field taking a little BP. I'm waiting to see someone put one out of here. I mean, it's a pretty – center field's 410. This is a pretty deep ballpark, 330 down the lines. But I think one of these high school guys could give it a ride here.
Hey, you would think so. We've seen it a few times in the what do they call it? The county battle? What do they?
County Clash.
The county clash. We've seen home runs hit here before. So, and these guys are all-stars. These guys are big. They're carrying giant lumber. Look at them. You hear the ping of the bat. Really not a lumber, but the ping of the aluminum.
The best of the best. And, again, some of these guys will have pro baseball careers. Some of these guys are going to college. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We'll have it live at 7 o'clock on the Inland Sports Channel. We're brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. You won't find anything better out there. Get your oil changed every 3,000 or 5,000 miles, every 3 months. Pop on in there to Spoiled. You'll feel good about your life. You'll feel good about your car. Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. So, Jeff, you used to hang out apparently at a car wash in is it Corona?
Yeah, I didn't hang out.
You used to hang out there.
I never hung out at a car wash.
Yeah.
It makes me sound like a derelict. No, I would. There was Lenny Dykstra's car wash was in right over off of McKinley, I think it was, and everybody would go there in the area because it was Lenny Dykstra's car wash.
Now, did he have ties to the IE before, or did he just decide to create a car wash out here in Corona?
Well, apparently, I was reading a little bit. He had all kinds of different businesses and so forth, but he used the car wash as his corporate office. But, Lenny, he did.
Okay.
I know it sounds really silly, but
no, but it's Lenny Dykstra, so I guess it kind of makes sense here.
Yeah, Lenny Dykstra. At any given time, you could go down and get your car washed. And Lenny was a very personable guy. You could go in, and I think we were high school kids or beginning college, and we would go get our car wash, and we'd go inside, and we'd bring in like baseballs or baseball cards. And Lenny Dykstra would usually be sitting in the lobby area. And I'll tell you what, Pep, they had the best looking people you ever saw in your life working at this car wash. And he was always around these beautiful women. I mean, they were.
And stick leg guy.
The guy with the sticks here on the he could have been perfect at the car wash. But he would hang out with a bevy. Does that make a bevy? A bevy of beautiful women. And he was very friendly. You go up and ask him, hey, can I get an autograph? And he would sign everything for you as long as you were getting your car wash there. But, man,
is that car wash still there?
Yeah, it's a car wash. It's no longer Lenny Dykstra.
But it's not his?
No. But he did have family ties. His brother lived out here. His brothers had some great sons that I believe played at Santiago and Corona.
I think you're right. I think one's at APU, right?
Yeah.
It's a friend of intern Cullens.
Yeah, that is a nephew, and there were several family members that are from the area and lived in Corona. But Lenny Dykstra was a huge business mogul when he retired from baseball, and everybody thought he was a savant, a mega money producing savant. He had a jet charter company that generated millions and millions of dollars, and they thought he was a genius. He was big in the stock market, but apparently he was doing insider trading. He was using his jet charter company to funnel money.
Too good to be true, right?
And it just, at one time he bought Wayne Gretzky's house in the Hollywood Hills for $17 million. And he was trying to flip the house. So he was going to try to sell it for more. He ended up owing $13 million on the house and only paid $4 on it. And everything was missing from the house. They had missing toilets, the fine
countertops, like everything was just gone.
All the marble that was in the house was pulled up, and he was selling it all because he was making some bad business investments. He was actually locked out of his house because he wasn't making payments on it. And then it just went downhill from there. He was involved in drugs, he's been arrested several times, served prison time, federal time. So not a good guy, to say the least.
Man, well, he's still in the news.
He is.
And it's funny because you were just telling me, I don't know, about a week or two ago, you're like, yeah, Lenny Dykstra, he had a car wash out in Corona.
Yeah.
I used to see him there all the time.
Everybody did. It was kind of one of those things, hey, let's go to Lenny Dykstra. It got old because he was if you had Kobe Bryant car wash and people showed up, his name would get, we see Kobe all the time. But Lenny, you could see anywhere.
Well, here's a bizarre story about Lenny Dykstra, and I was a fan because I'm a New York Mets guy, and he was part of the '86 World Series team, and so Lenny Dykstra was in New Jersey, and he was getting an Uber. Do you ever Uber? Have you ever Ubered or did the Lyft thing?
I have Ubered.
Have you? I don't think I've ever done it.
I Ubered several times on UCR trips this year.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you ever fear for your life, like, oh, this driver looks a little shady?
No, they were always like really nice cars, and I was with guys my size. I don't fear anybody. I fear no one, Pep.
Well, Lenny Dykstra, he got into an Uber back in New Jersey. This was last month, a couple weeks ago. And he was charged with making terroristic threats in possession of cocaine, ecstasy, and marijuana. And he was arrested right outside the police department because the Uber driver drove to the police department, honking his horn and said, and he bailed out of his car and said, hey, this guy, basically what it boils down to is Lenny said he had a gun, according to the driver. I've got a gun. I will shoot you. Unless you take me where I need to go, you shouldn't go this way. You need to be going faster. So the Uber driver just drove straight to the police station and was like, dude, this guy is not making any sense. So that's the driver's side of the story. And yes, Lenny Dykstra was arrested. Now Lenny Dykstra came out last night and said, I was kidnapped. I didn't pull a gun on this guy. I wasn't making threats to this guy. I was kidnapped. I feared for my life. It was all on the driver. So he flipped the script. I love some Lenny Dykstra, Jeff, but I don't buy his story at all.
I mean, let's just go through. He's been convicted. He's been arrested. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. No less than 10 times has he been arrested for different charges. Indecent exposure, like I said, terrorist threats. He's felt grand theft auto, sexual assault. He was also.
He's a good guy.
He sounds like a fan. I mean, heck, he had a pocket full of party drugs with him. But let's talk about this. You remember he was part of the Mitchell Report long after the Mitchell in 2007.
Sure.
His name was all over that report, and he's had players have come out since his retirement and said Lenny Dykstra, who was a great baseball player, used steroids his entire career.
And he partied hard. I read that book, I think it was called The Bad Guys Won. It was about the 1986 Mets. And that's when Lenny was just coming into the league. That was just the beginning of his career. He just lived hard. I think he still lives hard. If he was smart, he should have stayed in Corona at that car wash. You know what I mean? Like, he had a nice thing going, I'm sure, right? Pretty nice business and making some money, and he should have just stayed out there.
Well, I remember, I want to say maybe 10 years ago, 60 Minutes had done an expose on Lenny Dykstra, and they painted this picture like he was a fantastic human being, and he was a savant. Like I said, he was making millions, maybe near billions of dollars, but it was all a ruse, a charade. There was a time when he was at his lowest, is that he was, I guess, apparently using cocaine for weeks at a time and would drive. He didn't have a house. He would drive around in a limousine and lived in a limo and would have parties in this limousine for weeks at a time. Sounds like the guy is just mentally unstable, obviously. And, he just needs to be locked away, put in a box somewhere, or let him play baseball down in some country.
Mexico.
Yeah, somewhere down there, let him play. Or he can play with Rafael Palmeiro.
Yeah, an independent league, right?
Yeah.
He just lives hard. I got to be honest. I'm kind of surprised he's still even with us at this point. I mean, you would think life, the way he lives it, would have caught up to him by now. But so, anyways, Lenny Dykstra in the headlines again, arrested for all the things that we just said. But now he's flipping the script and saying, "No, I was kidnapped. It wasn't me. They got me." So, who knows? And real quick, before we hit the break, I know Greg Holland wants to hit a break soon. So we're here at San Manuel Stadium. We'll be talking more about the Quakes and the 66ers throughout the show. But the 66ers, man, hooking it up big time for us. If you're watching us live on the channel, coming up in a couple of weeks, let me get the exact date here because I want to make sure we got it right. It's June 16th. They got their big Cali hat giveaway. If you look inside that IE logo, Jeff, it's the California state flag, the bear inside there. Do you see that?
I do.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So we got a couple of these hats. Again, that's June 16th. Also on June 16th, it's Strikeout Cancer Night in Jersey auction. We got one of the jerseys up here. You can see it right here. Inland Empire 66ers jersey, and it's got a little bit of blue, but it's mostly pink, again, for cancer awareness. They got all the sponsors on there as well. This one's number 88 of all numbers, but the Inland Empire 66ers, again, and this is all on the same night. This is June 16th, the hat giveaway with the California state flag inside the logo, and then also the Strikeout Counselor Night and jersey auction. And later in the show, we're going to tell you about another deal that they got going on here, and it has to do with Jurassic Park. And I bring it up because there's a new Jurassic Park movie coming out.
Jurassic World 2.
Jeff, I'll say this because the first Jurassic Park was epic, and then they made a bunch of more of these Jurassic Park movies, and I was like, they're okay, not as quite as good as the original. When I saw the trailer for this new Jurassic Park that's coming out, I think it's like June 22nd or something like that. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the first Jurassic World, the latest one?
It was okay. Like I wasn't overwhelmed.
It was that guy who's
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord, yeah, that was good. Hey, I'll tell you this though, my 5-year-old Fast Johnny wants to go see it, but I don't want him being scared of the dark because there's a scene there where a dinosaur comes up to a kid that looks like he's about 5 years old,
like in his house,
in his bedroom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's no way I can take Fast Johnny. Yeah, I might take my wife because she'll canoodle and snuggle with me during the movie, but I'm not taking Fast Johnny. He'll never sleep again.
Yeah, that freaked me out a little bit. It was like a big dinosaur claw, like right over the bed. Like, how did he get in there? What's he gonna do?
What's even more astounding is dinosaurs are supposed to have short arms, man. That's why they eat with. That's why they have big jaws.
Not this one.
No, it's like a big long arm. I'm not messing with the dinosaur with a long arm. No way.
Not messing with that guy.
No way.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter. And it's athletes of all levels, and sports. So if you're lacrosse or golf or baseball or football, you know they do football. Go check them out, and you're going to have yourself a good time, and you're going to see some definite results in your game. You can be the best on your team. Go out there and get yourself a scholarship or a starting job. Maybe it's making varsity. But again, it's all levels, youth, high school, college, guys trying to make it to the pros. Everyone's going to Boost Performance Training. All right, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show. We'll talk more about the Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association All-Star Game. We are live at San Manuel Stadium. I also wanted to get to this, Jeff. We were talking football earlier, and I want to circle back around because this is pretty good. T.O., Terrell Owens is going to the Hall of Fame.
He is!
Oh, it's a big deal. Probably the biggest moment in his life, and he doesn't want to go.
Oh, I have some thoughts on that one, too.
So we'll talk T.O. We'll talk more about the high school baseball all-star game when we come back. This is your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
How you guys doing? Ray Bass here. We're here at Corona High with the Corona High football program with the one and only Pet Fernandez. Today's boost training tip, it's all about top end speed. We're talking about the ankling drill. Come check it out. This particular drill is great at teaching us to get our feet off the ground as quickly as possible. All right, so what we're gonna do is Gavin's gonna start with his feet underneath his hips. His toes are gonna be pointing forward. And the goal here is to get as many hits against the ground as possible. He's gonna do a fast high knee. He's gonna have his toes pointed up, get as many hits as he can in a short amount of time. Here we go. So we're gonna go about 5 yards here. Here we go, ready, set, go. Fast down, toes up, toes up, toes up, toes up, toes up. Now typically when we get over the opposite knee, I like to say fast down just so we don't get robotic with it, but there you have it right there, the ankling drill. Great for top end speed.
focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We are live and amplified here at San Manuel Stadium, doing the show live on location. It's always a good time. We're here every single day, every single weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. Greg Hollow's back in the studio. I'm Pep Fernandez. That's Jeff Gorham, sitting side by side, Jeff, as we look over a beautiful baseball stadium. The sun is out. The guys are on the field. One final time for them to play in their high school careers, and there's some good ones out here tonight. Plus, I always like the coaches, too. It's always a good time to see these coaches all together in the same place at the same time, because between you and I, we know all these coaches.
But they come check this game out. They all sit together and talk about the game. There's a nice room they have set up for these coaches, and it's kind of, it's one of those all-stars, just like the high school football one that we do in the high school basketball one. It's a great yearbook for these young men as they finish out their high school careers and move on to the pros or college baseball.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, bringing you all of your sporting gear needs. Plus, right now, and it ends tomorrow, so through Saturday, they have their world, famous sidewalk sale. So they've got Nike, Adidas, Under Armour shoes, 30 to 70% off. Yes, up to 70% off. You won't find a deal like that anywhere else in the Inland Empire, but you got to hustle down to Kin Sporting Goods because it all runs out tomorrow. They've also got clothing on sale as well. But, man, Jeff, I'm a shoe guy. If I know shoes are 30 to 70% off and they got the brands that I like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour, I'm there. In fact, I might go over there tomorrow. My nephew has his birthday, but I might have to say, I'm sorry, I need the new Steph Curry Under Armours. I got to go to Kin Sporting Goods.
Or buy your nephew some shoes. Is he a little guy?
He's he's one.
Oh, well, yeah, you can't get him any shoes. You know what you do though.
But he could grow into him and be like, hey, one day he's going to be like, man, Uncle Pep, thank you so much for getting me the Allen Iverson 2001 Adidas low tops or whatever he wore.
Nice. Yeah, you should do that. You should go down and get him some socks, and he can wear them all the way up his leg.
And, Jeff, I've got really good eyes. I'm pretty sure that the ball buckets that they're using out there, because they have these white buckets. It almost looks like painter buckets. They got buckets where they put all the baseballs in as they're warming up on the field.
Yes.
They're Kin Sporting Goods buckets.
Yes, they are. They're all over the place.
And, I saw the UKIPA guys roll in, too. UKIPA, fresh off that CIF Southern Section Division II title, they've probably got the best uniforms in the game. And we had Coach Grajeda in studio. I was like, man, you guys look sharp, man. I love your uniforms. He's like, got them at Kin Sporting Goods. So I saw a couple of the T-Birds roll in here. There was 2 of them. In fact, I think Coach Grajeda was tweeting some stuff out earlier today about coming out to the game and checking out the T-Birds and watching Inland Sports live on the channel tonight to check them out. So it's going to be a great day. It's a who's who. Everybody's here, all the coaches, all the biggest names for senior high school baseball. We've got Coach Ponce from Arroyo Valley, coaching the San Bernardino County All-Stars, and Coach Mosiello from Vista Murrieta, coaching the Riverside County All-Stars. And they put out the list, Jeff, and it shows the players and all the colleges that they're going to. There's guys, like Devin Lopez, for example, Cajon High School shortstop. He signed with San Diego State. We've got a guy like Brian Landon from Redlands High School. He signed with Cal State Fullerton. These are pretty big-time programs here, and a couple of these guys were drafted in the Major League Baseball draft. This is going to be some good, high-quality baseball. It might be high-scoring, because that's what all-star games kind of are usually, but it's going to be fun.
A 4.5-hour marathon of home runs, hits and homers, as one of our colleagues would say.
4.5 hours? Is that what you're calling it? So right now, if I asked you, what time do you think we'll get out of here at San Manuel Stadium?
Tomorrow sometime.
Oh,
tomorrow morning.
If we're not out of here before midnight, I might strangle somebody. Now, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before when we did the All-Star game. The home team was winning, okay? Let me get this right. The home team was winning, so the top of the 9th rolls around. The visitors are at the plate. They don't score the go-ahead run.
That was last year.
Was it last year?
Yes, it was last year.
And the home team still batted because they wanted everyone to get into the All-Star game and have a chance to play. And we were all ready to pack it up. I was ready to shut down the cameras, turn off all the audio mixers and the microphones. And they said, no, here we come, bottom of the 9th. We're going to ride this thing out.
That was last year. Yeah, they just wanted to get those guys that came in later in the later innings to get an at-bat, which is pretty cool, especially in a nice ballpark like
yeah, because they want to give everyone a chance to play. And I think that's maybe one of the more difficult parts of being a head coach in the All-Star game is because you want all these guys to enjoy this experience. They're an all-star, and for good reason. They're the best in the Inland Empire, San Bernardino County, Riverside County, the 909, the 951. So they want this experience, a memorable one they're going to look back on and have fond memories, but they want to make sure they get in the game. Like, hey, I remember, I had 2 at-bats, I got a hit, or, I pitched an entire inning, like something, not just, hey, I was an all-star and just sat in the dugout for 9 innings in 4.5 hours.
Yeah, and this organization does a great job. The Inland Empire Coaches Association, they do a great job making sure everybody gets a shot to play.
So it looks like we still have the Riverside County All-Stars on the field taking batting practice. San Bernardino County is here, but they are very patiently waiting in the dugout, waiting their turn. I think the guy just outside of the San Bernardino County dugout, I think that might be Vic Vodnik from Rialto High School, the guy who was just drafted. I think it was the Atlanta Braves. I don't have it in front of me, but I think he was by the Atlanta Braves. But, man, this guy would bring in the heat in the mid-90s. Let's see. Yeah, I think he was the Atlanta Braves. I don't have it in front of me, but there's so many great players here. All right, we're going to talk more about the All-Star game later in the show. But, Jeff, so the NFL Hall of Fame game, which kind of unofficially kicks off the entire NFL season, right? They have the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio, and part of the festivities, obviously, is when they usher in the new Hall of Fame class. And there's some big ones in this one, including Ray Lewis and Brian Urlacher. I think Brian Dawkins is part of this group. And, of course, Terrell Owens. Now, Terrell Owens, he was a 49er, so I followed him pretty closely. And I know he had some great seasons. When I look back at his statistics, he is honestly, he is one of the all-time greats. When you look at his numbers, there's not very many receivers better than T.O. all-time. Jerry Rice is better, and then after that it gets a little bit muddled because T.O. was that good, and I couldn't believe it. I knew he was good. I just didn't realize he was that good. He's a Hall of Famer.
Well, think of it this way. He is the 5th highest total of touchdowns in the entire NFL history. We're talking running backs, receivers. He's 156 touchdowns. He's made over $80 million in his career. And it definitely is a Hall of Fame career, but a little bit of, would you say it was tainted because of the stuff he did on the field that kept him out for the last 3 years?
Yeah, if you asked me, what do you remember about Terrell Owens? I don't remember the touchdowns. I don't remember about all the receiving yards.
Do you remember the silly antics?
I don't remember about all the big games. I remember him saying, "Get your popcorn ready." I remember him crying and saying, "That's my quarterback," when he's talking about Tony Romo. I remember him doing sit-ups in his driveway in his home. Was he holding out on the 49ers? I forget what was going on. And all the video cameras, the TV stations, they all went to his house. And is one of those deals where, he wasn't seeking the attention, but he was seeking the attention. And he was, hey, I'm out my driveway just working out. And all the TV cameras found him, and they were interviewing him while he's doing sit-ups right there in front of his house. That's what I remember about T.O.
And the thing is, he's still trying to make a comeback, apparently. There are news outlets covering him as we speak that he's been working out on it. Last week there was a video out of him saying he could still play. He was doing some, I think they're shuttle drills or something.
Yes.
And he still wants to play.
And catching the football, too.
Yes. But I want to say this, he's 3 years from, he's been eligible 3 years ago. The voters didn't vote him in those first 3 years. They get him in on his 4th year, and now he's declining to go to the Hall of Fame?
Well, see, and I have a conspiracy theory here because we love conspiracy theories.
Yes,
and
we do.
Jim Alexander dropped a good one about LeBron James setting up the Lakers so LeBron could go there and they could maximize their offseason signings. Here's another one. So T.O. is part of this Hall of Fame class. He will be ushered in during a ceremony, obviously at the NFL Hall of Fame game in August. And he declined. He said he did not want to be a part of this. He said, thanks, but no thanks. I'm choosing to celebrate this huge accomplishment elsewhere, but I appreciate it. It's a very big honor. But he does not want to go to the Hall of Fame ceremony. None of these guys never turned this down. In fact, can you think of anyone?
That's the thing is I looked this up. No one has ever turned down.
Exactly. But here's my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Because what did you just say? That he wants to make a comeback? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
My conspiracy theory is that Terrell Owens has declined an invitation to the NFL Hall of Fame ceremony because he is planning to be in training camp with an NFL team that first week in August. He is going to be busy. He's going to be catching footballs. He's going to be getting ready for his first preseason game. He cannot go to the ceremony because he's going to be in full NFL comeback mode. Do you believe that?
I could see that because, I remember back in the 80s, the late 70s, when Wilt Chamberlain would always claim he wanted to come back because Kareem was inching closer to his career scoring mark. Similar to this, I do see that he probably would love to play. He says he could still help an NFL team out. But here's my theory. My theory is it's twofold. One, he's pissed off and angry at the writers who didn't vote him in the last 3 years.
Okay.
So he says, I'm not going to show up.
I can see that. If I wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer, forget you guys, right?
Yes. And he has said that. He's been very vocal the last 3 years about not making the Hall of Fame. The second fold to this is I think he shows up in Canton. I think it's all very Terrell.
You think so?
I think he's going to play this out for as long as he can, and he's going to make the decision sometime down the line because we're talking about him. He's going to make the decision down the line that he's going to make it to Canton, and he will show up.
Do you think he wants to be begged? Like, oh, Tito,
yes,
please come to the ceremony. Man, we need you there. No one's ever held out like this. I mean, why? Is there something going on behind the scenes? Like, do you think there's a family issue? Do you think he booked a big vacation?
No.
Like, is there a big movie premiere? Like, what's going on that first week in August? I think it's a Saturday or Sunday when they play the Hall of Fame.
I think it boils down to the writers. I think he's hurt. I think his ego is hurt. And let's just talk a little bit about the things that he has done in his career. Like I said, he made $80 million in his career. He was darn near broke a year ago.
Was he really?
How do you go through $80 million? I
have no idea.
He blew through $80 million. That's how much he made in his career, and he's not destitute. He still has money, but he was one of those guys that didn't save his money and was spending it like crazy. He's always been a guy he's a big ego. He always wants to be in the forefront of everything that's going on. I still think he ends up going to Canton, putting on that jacket. I just think he's trying to stir it a little bit. You and I are talking about comebacks. We're talking about him, if by the writers, besmirches his name. I always use that term, but
besmirched.
They besmirched him for the last 3 years, and I think he's angry. I think he's hurt, but I do think, all said and done, he shows up Hall of Fame weekend.
You know, I gotta be honest. I still like my conspiracy theory.
I
still think he thinks
because
that
then
he
wouldn't
can
be
play.
eligible. Could he go in? Would they have to take it away then?
I think so. I think has that ever happened? Because that wasn't a Brett Favre situation, right?
No.
Because when he came back, it wasn't a 5-year span where he was elected into the Hall of Fame. This is unprecedented. Could you imagine if weeks before the Hall of Fame ceremony, that an NFL team signs him and they bring him into camp? Like, what do you do? There's not a precedent for something like this.
No, and the thing is, he is that kind of an ego that he thinks he probably still can't play. He hasn't played since 2012, and remember, he was invited to a camp and didn't last a week. So that was the last time. We're talking 6 years. 6 years, Pep. Does he still have it? He's an old man in the eyes of the NFL. I think it's a LeVar Ball situation. Same kind of deal. He's going to speak it into existence. We're talking about it. I think LeVar Ball and his antics have kind of helped out with Terrell Owens. He figures he can still be relevant. It's his Hall of Fame season, his Hall of Fame year, I should say. We're talking about it, and I think he's meant to do this. I think he's a lot smarter than people give him credit for, and I think he's hurt as well from the writers.
You know, I wish I could find the exact tweet because you're right. He was working out, doing, I don't know, something like a shuttle drill and catching the football, and somebody with NFL ties tweeted at him and said, "Man, Terrell, you look great." And he tweeted back, like, what did he say? Like, hashtag always be ready, staying ready, come back. Like, there was a tweet, and that's kind of what sparked this whole conversation is T.O. really getting ready for an NFL comeback? He's been out of the league since, what, is it 2010?
He hasn't played an NFL game since 2010.
Yeah, okay, yep.
But then he tried to make a slight comeback a couple years later, and it only lasted a week. I do remember that. But, yes, he is talking about coming back to play with Jimmy G.
Oh,
here it is.
There it is.
Thanks. I know Jimmy G is going to need a big player receiver this year at some point. Let's make it happen. Hashtag stay ready. Hashtag vet minimum.
So he wants money. He wants the veteran minimum.
And he just wants a shot. So
he was working out. John Lynch, the general manager for the 49ers, just tweeted and said, hey, great job, T.O. And then that's when he responded, hey, I'm staying ready. I'm ready to go. Let's give Jimmy G, the 49ers quarterback, a veteran target to throw to. And, you know, like, I don't know.
And you can't really deny him saying this because, look at their leading receiver last year was the running back, Carlos Hyde. He had 59 receptions.
Who's gone now.
Yeah, and he's in Cleveland. And then Marquise Goodwin led the team per catch, 17.5 in total receiving yards. He only had 962. But he thinks – at 44 years old, he's still a big play candidate, and he wants to play for the 49ers.
I just have a hard time believing it. If he would have retired and not tried to come back, but he did, and it didn't work. How did he get better the last couple of years that it's going to work this time? He's only gotten older.
No,
I just don't know.
He's 44. The 49ers have drafted two very good receivers, one in the second round, Dante Pettis, and then 5 rounds later, Richie James. So they do have young guys that they're counting on for this season.
And they brought in, Pierre Garçon.
They did, yes.
And they got a great tight end. So I don't know. It's not going to happen. But the fact that T.O.'s not going to the Hall of Fame ceremony, my conspiracy theory is that he's planning to be in an NFL training camp by then.
Yes, but think about this. There's a lot of other guys out there that aren't signed right now. Des Bryant, Jeremy Maclin, Eric Decker.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to go with T.O. over those guys, before those guys.
No, and none of those guys are older than 31 years old. He's 44, Pep.
He can still do it.
No.
You can do it.
I could do it. I'm 47. I can play in the NBA next year.
When we come back, speaking of the NBA, we want to know, if you had to pick an NBA player who would have Twitter burner accounts, who do you think that player would be? Like, who would be most likely to have one? Because there's actually odds now. The odds makers put out a list of the guys who probably have burner accounts out there, who's most likely to have one, and we'll tell you who tops that list. Who's most likely to have a burner account. And Kawhi Leonard, he's not number one, but he's on the list.
He is.
There's a little teaser. We'll be back. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. This segment is brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. You can buy, you can trade, you can finance. They make it so easy, and plus they've got weekly specials. And if you mention the Inland Sports Show, you get $500 off. That's all you have to do. Say Inland Sports Show, $500 off. Any car, truck, SUV, sports car, whatever you're looking for at Catalano Motors. And the Inland Sports Show is hooking you up, saving you money. So don't say we didn't do anything for you. We just did. $500 off if you say the Inland Sports Show. What a deal.
I'm gonna go buy several cars there this weekend.
So I wonder if you say it a bunch of times, you get $500 off every time you say it. Inland Sports Show. Hey, I came here because of the Inland Sports Show.
$500 a pop.
That's a great show. That's a great car. I'm glad I listened to the Inland Sports Show.
$500.
Now, before you know it, the car is going to be practically free.
Of course.
All right, we're live at San Manuel Stadium for the IEBCA All-Star Game of Riverside County and San Bernardino County. Riverside County has retreated to the dugout. They're going to take a little shade as the San Bernardino County All-Stars are on the field. Getting in their cuts, Jeff. That's what they call it. Their cuts in the cage, man.
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Hey, you're like hip. You could be on one of those. You know what? You could be in a boy band almost.
Me?
You are so.
I've heard that.
Hip.
I've heard that a lot.
Would you be the lead singer of a boy band? You're an alpha dog.
Well, here's the problem. I can't sing.
What?
So probably not. But a lot of these boy bands, though, I think they're just up there lip syncing anyways.
Now,
I could lip sync.
You could lip sync. You could lip sync with the best. Like when you're at your house.
Yeah.
Do you ever? I want to. Everybody wants to know about Pep Fernando's.
Yeah, everybody.
Everyone. When you're at home, do you sing around the house around your daughters and your wife? Do you ever sing?
Yeah, I think I have.
Do you sing in the car by yourself?
No.
You never do.
I don't listen to music in the car.
I know, but when you're like or how about the shower? Do you ever like have an earworm when you wake up in the morning?
No.
You don't?
The only earworms I get, and that's a song that repetitively just plays in your head.
Yeah.
I probably just maybe like a silly kid song from one of my daughter's shows. You know me, Jeff. I'm not a music guy. Like I don't listen to music. I'm not out there like buying. Do you still buy CDs? Can you buy? Or people just buy them digitally? Like I don't know. I'm not buying music. I'm not listening to music. I don't buy music. Not into it. So no, I'm not at home. I'm not singing in the shower. I'm not when I'm out there, weed abating in the backyard. I'm not listening to music. I'm just thinking about sports, man. Thinking about you. Thinking about sports.
You're thinking about me?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I sing all the time. I love singing. My wife and I.
You got a great voice.
Oh, we have
like Fergie and an Angel.
I tell you, we have big battles at our house. Anytime Smeddy Smed sings. Even the 1-year-old Luke will say, no, mom. But when Dad sings, when I sing, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
More daddy. More daddy.
I was singing to those kids today. They were loving it. I'm a singer.
I'm sure you are. Yeah.
Hey, so tell me, what's going on with this burner accounts? You had talked about this. There's odds in Vegas about guys who are NBA guys or just athletes in general?
No, so this list is just NBA basketball players, and it all stems from Brian Colangelo, the former GM and the president of the 76ers, and it came out that, according to at least what he's saying, it was his wife.
Hey, she's a good wife. She was supporting him.
A lovely wife, I wish my wife would do
exactly,
that.
Exactly, me too.
But she had these fake Twitter accounts and was on Twitter and social media saying things about the team and whatnot. So Brian Colangelo, he stepped down. I think he was going to get fired anyways, right? But he stepped down. He's no longer there. But he's saying these fake Twitter accounts that was releasing all this information about the 76ers was not him. It was his wife. But now everyone's thinking, because there's been other guys in the past. I think Kevin Durant had fake ones. Skip Bayless, that talking head on the other station, he had burner accounts saying how great he was. So it happens. I mean, there's guys out there doing this to kind of pump themselves up and, I don't know, build their brand or whatever they're trying to do. So, of course, naturally, now there's odds of what NBA basketball player or players most likely has Twitter burner accounts. Who most likely has accounts out there that are completely fake just so they can hype themselves up, hype up their brand, put positive information, anything out there on social media. So the guy that Las Vegas says has the best odds that they have fake Twitter accounts, burner accounts is what they're calling them. Number one on the list, and you're close, Stephen Kono, who's going to call the game tonight. No, it's Alonzo Ball.
Ah, yes.
They believe that there are Twitter accounts all over. They have infested Twitter and social media that they believe that Lonzo Ball has fake accounts all over to say how great Lonzo is, how, I don't know, how cool Big Baller is, how many shoes they have sold, how good looking he is, how he can rap. They think he has the best odds of having fake accounts all across social media, Twitter, and Lonzo Ball tops the list.
Well, I don't even know if Lonzo needs those because he's got so many damn other people in his family that talk for him.
All over the place.
All over, yeah. So, I mean, if you just look at within his core people, he's got 2 brothers and a dad. Heck, if they all had fake Twitter accounts and he as well, heck, that's half the population, for gosh sakes. So I could definitely see that. Lonzo Ball would definitely have some burner accounts. Who else is on that list, Pep?
So Lonzo Ball tops the list. Here's your top 3. So coming in at second, a close second behind Lonzo Ball, J.R. Smith. Right? Right? I mean, he's the guy in the news right now.
Yes, he needs to. I'll tell you what, he needs damage control. And I'll give him a couple burner accounts for him, man. He is suffering. He is suffering.
Just put it out there. You know, that J.R. Smith, he's not that dumb. He's actually a pretty good basketball player.
I'll tell you, Bill Buckner, Chris Webber, they have accounts just for J.R. Smith. They're all helping each other out, for gosh sakes. Holy cow.
All the guys who screwed up the biggest, they all help each other.
Yeah.
It's a small fraternity. They all they all can feel the pain, right?
Oh, yeah. Who's the guy that caught the ball for the Cubs?
Bartman.
Yeah, Steve Bartman. He's helping him out too. Bartman just disappeared. I think honestly, Steve Bartman's living on Tatooine.
He's out of here.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
He's like Obi-Wan Kenobi in the desert.
Ooh, I'm sorry, that was a big hit to the warning track. Whoever's at the plate right now in BP, man, he's taking some good cuts.
Does he have some good pop, Pep?
Good pop, good cuts. Grand Terrace guy, I could tell by the logo down here.
Oh.
Number 3 on that list, Rajon Rondo. I don't know. I guess he's kind of a head case. So
yeah, but he just seems like a ding dong.
So Lonzo Ball number 1, J.R. Smith number 2, most likely to have Twitter burner accounts out there, fake accounts to hype themselves up, hype up their brand, defend themselves, whatever the case may be. The other name on the list I wanted to point to is Kawhi Leonard. He came in at number 8, and I don't believe this because he's not even on social media anyways. Why would he have fake accounts when he's not even on Twitter and Instagram and these sorts of things?
Yeah, he's the last guy I would think at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way in heck. I don't even know if Kawhi watches TV. I picture Kawhi Leonard, maybe working on his game, listening to some music, hanging out with his buddies. But he doesn't seem like that kind of guy. He doesn't seem social.
No.
He might just sit in a closet at home in the dark, and then he walks out, shoots some baskets, and goes back in that closet because Kawhi Leonard doesn't say a word.
Well, during basketball season, we actually pulled up his Twitter account because he did have one, and he hasn't been active in years. And when he was, it was surrounding like different businesses or companies, so it looked like he was only doing it for a sponsor. You know?
There was like a wing place, some other.
Like a hoverboard
or
one of those things?
One of those things. There was like 3 tweets, and it said how much he liked the wings, the hoverboard thing, or whatever it was. And one other thing, I know Kawhi. I've talked to him, not as a press guy, but just talked to him as a basketball guy. He doesn't say very much.
Yeah, there's no way he has a burner account.
No.
That's the only one I didn't buy into. All right, when we come back again, we're live at San Manuel Stadium. We're going to get back into Shohei Ohtani and the Halos. Tough loss for them. Ohtani's going to be out for the foreseeable future, at least 3 weeks. We're going to kind of gauge what's going on with the Halos, and hopefully we'll see Shohei Ohtani again this season. But the kind of injury that he's dealing with right now could lend itself to Tommy John surgery, and we hope that's not the case. But so we'll give you the latest on Shohei Ohtani. It's been breaking news this afternoon that he's going to be out for a while, at least 3 weeks. 3 weeks as he goes to the disabled list. We'll be back at your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show, on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
How you guys doing? Coach Ray here from Boost Training. We're here today at the Boost Performance Center with the one and only Pep Fernandez. Today's Boost Training tip, we're going to get football specific with the 40-yard dash stance. Come check it out. Okay, so first things first, we're going to establish Andrew's footing. All right, now, he has his left foot up in his 40 stance, so what we're going to do is he's going to take his left foot, his left toe, and he's going to bring it back to his right heel. All right, now he's going to take his right toe and bring it to his left heel. All right, next he's going to take that right foot, he's going to bring it about hip width. Now, depending on if you're a skill player, receiver, DB, or if you're a lineman, a bigger guy like Andrew is here, you may want to go a little bit wider, all right, because they usually have bigger thighs here. So he's going to go a little bit wider hip width. Now he's going to take that right toe, he's going to move it back about 4 to 6 inches. Perfect, perfect. Okay, now he's going to take his right hand, he's going to place it right behind the line. He's going to take his left hand and place it right above the line. All right, now he's going to dig his feet in, get his footing. We want to really load the hips, knees, and ankles here. And what we're looking for is a deep bend in the ankles and a nice angle at the shins here. We want to try to keep that shin nice, almost parallel to the floor. So what's going to happen, he's going to keep his nose to his knee. He's going to stay nice and low. When I say set, Andrew's going to bring that left arm higher than his hip. He's going to slightly elevate his hips higher than his knees. Now, you never want to hold your 40 stance any longer than about 3 seconds. So it's going to be very quick, all right? Here we go. Set. Go. There you have it, 40-yard dash stance.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. You can spoil yourself and spoil your car every single time you go get your oil changed at Spoiled. You guys know the drill. Every 3,000 miles or 5,000 miles or 3 months, you go in there, you get your oil changed in about 10 minutes or less. I've done it in less. Greg Holla did it in less. I know he did. And you get back on the road and feeling good about your life, feeling good about your car. Spoiled, quick quality oil change off of Alessandro Boulevard, right there in the Riverside. Although it's on the border of Riverside and Moreno Valley. It's right there. It's on the cusp, and it's in a good spot. So anywhere in the Inland Empire is a short little drive over to Spoiled.
Go see Navigado. He says hello, and if you want a picture with your car, he'll take a picture of you in front of the great Spoiled building. And I'll tell you what, that's one of the best organizations, one of the best businesses in Riverside. Always sponsor those guys.
One of the best organizations.
Organizations.
You say it hockey style.
Organizations.
Shout out to the Washington Capitals, your Stanley Cup champions for the very first time. So hockey season is over. The NBA Finals season, it could be over tonight as Golden State will go for the sweep of Cleveland. Those are two of the big Inland sports headlines. Jeff, the other big news today, and I'm still trying to digest this. I'm letting it marinate for a little bit. It doesn't make sense. It breaks my little heart. Shohei Ohtani has a sprain in his UCLs. That's a ligament in your elbow. They are hoping, they are optimistic that he will not need Tommy John surgery, but it's, to be honest, it's just too early. They're gonna shut him down for 3 weeks. He's on the 10-day DL, but they're gonna shut it down for 3 weeks, and at the end of 3 weeks, they're just gonna reevaluate. They're gonna take a look at the elbow again. They're gonna see how he feels and see if anything's, hopefully going better in a positive direction for Shohei Ohtani, because they just really don't know. This could be a season-ending injury, and only time will tell. He just simply needs rest.
Well, Pep, you remember before he signed his contract with the Angels, coming over from Japan, there was questions about that nerve, and they were wondering if that was going to affect him coming over. There was a lot of question marks on that elbow. Last year, he had a first-grade injury of that elbow, which was not too bad. It's put him out a couple weeks. They're saying this time it's a second-degree ulnar nerve issue. He did go in for some plasma stem cell treatments last night. He didn't feel the pain until yesterday because he had a blister issue 4 days ago. They drained that blister, and once that adrenaline wore off, he said, hey, he had a little soreness in the elbow. They went in, they gave him some plasma shot to the elbow. They're hoping that this will help him. Last time he was out 17 days. Hopefully this will trigger some healing in that elbow. It's a third degree, represents a complete tear, but hopefully.
And this is a second degree?
This is a second degree.
Okay.
It's inflamed, but they gave him some plasma-rich injections on Thursday night, hoping to ward off the obvious, which you said is Tommy John ligament replacement surgery.
Yeah, it's just very peculiar because we saw him leave the game early the other night, and it was for what we all believed a blister. Yeah, we're like, okay, not a big deal, but blisters can be a little bit tricky. Ask who's the guy on the Dodgers? Is it Rich Hill? Rich Hill, he's always dealing with blisters. I was like, they're a little bit tricky, but not a huge deal. And then to come to find out, the breaking news this afternoon is, it wasn't the blister that was the problem. It was the stiff elbow that turns out to be this UCL injury. So I don't know. I'm holding out hope, and I think I'm hoping they won't question the way the Angels have handled Shohei Ohtani. I don't think it's because he's been overworked that he's pitching and hitting those other games. I don't think it's because the workload is too much and it's been straining his elbow. I think this is just kind of an injury that goes along with baseball that, didn't matter if he was just pitching or just hitting. This is just one of those deals.
Yeah, and if by some chance he does have to have the Tommy John surgery, he's only 23 years old. A lot of people look at him, and in the face, he looks like he's about 15, but you watch him, he seems a lot older than 23. if he does have to have the surgery, he'll be out 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, this is like, we're talking like into next season.
Yes, which would be tough. But I'll tell you what, the Angels are starting to play a lot better baseball. They had a spell. They started off great. They won their first 6 series of the season. They've won 6 of their last 10. They're only 4.5 out against a very tough division. I think the toughest division of baseball, the American League West, behind Seattle. Seattle's on a tear. They're 7-3 the last 10. They're 4.5 games over the Angels. The Houston Astros are just a game back in that tough American League West. Listen,
I love hearing about Shohei Ohtani and the Halos, but I've been mesmerized. There's some big hitters on this San Bernardino County All-Star team. I just saw a couple of home runs leave San Manuel Stadium. And, Jeff, there's 2 rules I live by. I live my life by.
There's just 2?
Yeah, and it's not the golden rule, like treat others how you want to be treated. It's not that one. The 2 rules that I live my life by are, 1, money don't sleep.
That's like our guy Greg.
Yeah, money don't sleep.
Okay.
And secondly, hustle never slumps. That's what one of the coaches on the field has. Hustle never slumps. So even if you can't hit, you're having a bad day, you can always hustle, right?
Yeah.
It goes for baseball, basketball, any of those, right? Like maybe the baskets aren't falling, your shot's not going, but you can always hustle, right? You can always give the effort.
That is one of the things that a coach has no control over. You can put out the X's and O's out there. You can tell them exactly what to do, but it's all up to you as a player to hustle, and that's a good motto to go by.
Yeah, 2 things. Remember, hustle never slumps, and money don't sleep.
You know what mine is?
What's yours?
What
do you live your life by,
Because, I live like a rock star. I do.
Yeah.
Mine is just live free.
Live free.
And die hard. Live free and die hard. That's the only 2 things I live by.
That's it?
Because I live free all the time, baby. I'm telling you. And then someday when it's my time to go, I'm going to die hard. I am. I'm going to go out with a big flame, buddy. Big flame. I figure I got another half a life into me, but I'm telling you, man, if I see it going downhill, I'm going out in flames. I might jump like I might be the evil Knievel. If somebody said, "Hey, you've got a
live
year,
on the wild side,"
yeah, you got a year to live, Jeff. What are you going to do with that year? You know what I'm going to do, Pep? I'm going to become a daredevil. I'm going to learn how to ride a motorcycle.
You know what a good idea. Why not, right?
Yeah, I'm going to become a daredevil, and I'm going to jump school buses every weekend and raise money for kids.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
You're helping others while putting your own life on the line.
Yeah, but first I got to learn how to ride a motorcycle. I've never been on one.
Never?
Never. Have you?
My dad used to have one, so I used to ride with him. And then I remember riding a dirt bike on my own, and I learned the hard way you don't ride them with shorts.
Ooh.
Burn my calf muscle on the inside of the bike.
Oh,
so.
Do you have a scar? I have a scar on the inside of my calf still from that.
No, I don't think I have it anymore, no.
I rode on the back. The old coach at Ramona High School years and years ago, a guy named Or Stekovich, had a motorcycle, and I rode on the back of it, and I hopped on, and my calf hit. And I still have a scar there, and every time I see him, I just want to curse at him.
I do have a scar on the inside of my elbow right here. You can't really see it on the channel. I'm trying to show you, but because I used to ride my
Tommy
bike.
John surgery.
I used to ride my bike all the time. When I was not building rafts in the swamps or catching crawdads, I was riding my bike, and twice I ate it really bad. Once, I hit a girl.
You did?
My buddy and I were racing down the street.
Did you get arrested for it? You hit a girl?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Here's the deal. My buddy and I were racing. It was like an asphalt street with gravel. You know what I'm talking about? It's kind of like a back. I lived in the backwoods. I mean, that's kind of the street.
You lived on. Wait. You lived in Maplewood.
Cottonwood.
Oh, Cottonwood.
Every
time
it's gonna be a different tree, right?
Yeah.
But no. So we were racing, and everyone was watching, right? And they were at the finish line, like standing in front of us. And I hit her. Her name was Christy.
Oh!
I hit Christy, and I ate it. And another time we were racing, and I ran over a cat. A cat came running out from out of nowhere. I ran over the cat, and I ate it. And I got all scarred up. In fact, I got like a scar. Look at me in the nose. I got a scar on my nose. I got scars on my elbows. I got some on my knees. My parents didn't take me to the hospital. I probably should have had stitches. I was always racing people on my bike since I was the fastest guy. I was the fastest.
2 questions.
Yeah.
Was Christy, you said?
Yeah.
Was Christy hurt?
Yes.
How bad?
She cried.
Okay, well, that's hurt. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the second question. What happened to the cat?
I have no idea.
What do you mean? The cat ran away?
The cat ran out. I ate it. I flew off my bike. I got all skinned up. I scooped up my bike and cried all the way home. It wasn't my cat. I don't know whose cat it was. It was just gone.
Wow.
I have no idea. Twice. On that same road, it's like half pavement, half gravel.
Look at you. You're like a daredevil. You know what? You should live your new rules in life. Shouldn't be
money don't sleep?
No. It should be live free and die hard.
That's yours. I'm not going to take yours.
Those
are yours.
I'll let you borrow it. Live free and die hard.
When we come back, we'll tell you about some cool promos going down here at the Inland Empire 66ers. We got some sweet gear, some hats, some jerseys.
Swag.
And a very special bobblehead night we're going to tell you about. And then, you know what, we're going to get Kono on the mic. Stephen Kono is going to have the call with Jeff Gorham tonight in the Inland Empire High School Baseball All-Star Game, so we'll talk about that as well. When we come back, it's your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, broadcasting live and amplified from San Manuel Stadium deep in San Bernardino for the 2018 Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association All-Star Game. It's the high school All-Star Baseball game here in the IE, pitting Riverside County against San Bernardino County. They're on the field right now, getting ready. That's the San Bernardino County All-Stars. Looking good, hitting a lot of home runs. These high school guys, Jeff, are hitting home runs out of this place.
PEDs, Pep.
No, geez.
They're all taking PEDs.
Oh.
They took them right before the game. They were like jelly beans down there.
You're the
That's
worst.
why they're hitting so many home runs out here. I didn't know PEDs look like jelly beans, though. Apparently they do, because these guys are hitting bombs. Bombs, Pep.
I'm not touching that.
Okay, there.
Not even a little bit.
Hey, Mark McGuire's down there. Barry Bonds is on that side. What's going on over here? I didn't know that this game better be sanctioned, because there's a lot of home runs going on here.
Lots of hits and
Man,
homers.
I'm telling you.
It's the 8th annual IEBCA All-Star Game. We're live inside the stadium, and it's brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, providing you with all of your sporting gear needs. They have the world-famous sidewalk sale right now at Ken Sporting Goods. They've got Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour shoes, which they're 30 to 70% off. You can't find a deal like that anywhere else in the IE, and they've got clothes on sale too. But the shoes, man, I'm a shoe guy. So head on down to Ken Sporting Goods, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, 30 to 70% off at their world-famous sidewalk sale. That's Ken Sporting Goods off the 15 freeway in Norco. KenSportingGoods.com is the website. All right, Jeff, we're here live at San Manuel Stadium, getting ready for the All-Star Game tonight. And the 66ers, gracious hosts here, they've opened up their hearts and the press box to the Inland Sports Show. We appreciate that. Ran into my guy, Adam Franey, and he said, hey, Pep, here is an IE 66ers hat.
It's nice.
I got it live on the screen right now if you're watching on the channel.
Really
It's got
nice.
the California bear on the state flag inside the IE logo. We got that one.
They're giving these away?
Yeah, June 16th. It's hat giveaway night. It's also the same night they're going to have Strikeout Cancer Night and jersey auctions. In fact, we got one of the jerseys right here. You can see it on the screen as well.
Oh, yeah, that would look good on Smetty Smed.
Yeah, look at that. So it's the same 66ers style, but a lot of pink there. So very cool jersey as well. It all happens again on June 16th. And then a little bit later, so here's the deal. July 13th, they're going to have Jurassic Park night. And it's a family sleepover night. So I guess you actually get to watch the movie here and then sleep here.
You don't either.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
yeah.
You don't spend the night in a baseball stadium. Where they have tents out there?
You can sleep anywhere you want.
Where do you watch the game? On that big Jumbotron?
Probably.
Oh, yeah. But you know the new movie? It's called Jurassic World. Fallen Kingdom.
It looks awesome.
It looks scary as can be. I'll tell you what. I'll be there. I go to all the movies.
You go to all
of them.
Well, in honor of Jurassic World hitting theaters, the 66ers thought they'd do something funny, and it's very funny, and I think this is going to be big. They're going to have on their website for purchase a very special bobblehead commemorating basically Jurassic Park. Remember the original? There's an iconic scene where the T-Rex, you know, there's a little, like, I guess it's like an outhouse, right? There's an outhouse, and the T-Rex.
He eats the lawyer.
He eats that guy.
The lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was slimy, though, anyways, wasn't
Yeah.
he? So here's a picture. If you're watching us live on the channel, they actually gave us a picture here of what it's going to look like. But there's a T-Rex bobblehead wearing an Inland Empire 66ers jersey and hat, and he's about to bite a baseball player sitting on a toilet, and just conveniently the baseball player and toilet are blue and white. So draw your own conclusions.
Yeah, I just want to know this. He's sitting on the toilet, but his pants are on. Who does that?
That's a good point.
Why is he wearing
But
pants?
I think in the movie the lawyer had his pants on, right? Because he was just hiding in the bathroom. He wasn't using the bathroom.
He's got his glove on, too.
And it says, right underneath the Inland Empire 66ers logo, it says, hold on to your butts.
Yeah.
So you can hold on to your butt, too. You can go online. I don't think they're on there yet because this is just happening. They only have piece of paper with a picture on it. Nothing real yet, but it's going to happen. But they're available to purchase. So make sure you check back to the Inland Empire 66ers website and get your own Jurassic Park style bobblehead with the dinosaur, the baseball player, the toilet, and hold on to your butts. It's going to be a good time. We will have the IEBCA All-Star Game coming up right here on the Inland Sports Channel, coming up at 7 o'clock. Jeff will have the call with Steve and Kono. Kono, you were running around the infield talking to some of the coaches and stuff. Give us something juicy. Give us a good nugget of information that you discovered down there as part of your pregame.
Well, I talked to Coach Mo, head coach for Riverside, and they are starting Aaron Eden from Norco.
He is, Jeff, do you have the list? Is he going to USC?
San Diego State.
San Diego State. Yeah, he's big time.
And he's one of the nicest young men. He actually just came up and introduced me because I was just a random guy in shorts in the dugout, but he is a massive individual.
And he came over to say hi to you?
You know it.
Man, he's really nice.
But see,
people are scared to approach you.
But see, this is Kono's homeland.
It is?
Correct.
Let's go full disclosure here. Kono, you were what? You were a bat boy?
I was a bat boy here back in 2004-ish, 4.
Oh, good.
For the 66ers?
I'm
The
very
Inland Empire 66ers.
Bat boy.
I'm very glad he didn't say, well, I was back. I was a bad boy back in 2017.
Yeah, last year.
That put you like it
To be
last
honest,
season.
if it was a respectable gig, I would be a bat boy for the rest of my life. It was one of the funnest jobs ever.
Well, who's the coolest guy that you ran into at doing the bat boy thing? It's just for the home games, right?
The coolest? Yes, I just was for the home game. Troy Gloss was he was a very nice and had an absolute tree trunk for a baseball bat.
Yep.
It was like 38 ounces.
That's what I heard.
I bet you did. Who else? Was it Mookie?
Mookie Wilson?
Mookie Wilson. Is that his name?
No, it could have been
From the Reds. Mookie.
Mookie.
I can't remember his name now. It's terrible.
Mookie.
And there's Mookie Betts, but that was
way before.
Yeah.
There's a lot of we just named 2 Mookies. And there's
Mookie
another
Wilson, Mookie Betts.
Mookie Blaylock.
He was on the Pirates.
Mookie
And then he
Blaylock.
came over. But Adam Jones actually came up through the Inland Empire 66ers,
Yes.
the center fielder for the Orioles. He was actually playing shortstop
Wait,
here for a
Pac-Man?
couple games.
Pac-Man Jones?
Yeah, and he was not Pac-Man Jones.
No, Adam, come on.
San Diego's finest,
I
Adam
know,
Jones. But he actually gave me a ride home a few times.
He
Whoa!
did?
Yes, he did.
Wait a sec. Why is a grown man taking a little kid home?
He's a
I was a
baseball.
bat boy,
Hey.
and my ride was not working.
Did you wait? So at the time was he like a first round draft pick or was
Right, he was some kind of draft pick because he drove the nicest Hummer. You can always tell the players'
Yes.
cars, especially in the minor leagues, in the parking lot. So me and my buddy who had hoopties, as we like to call them, 1990s, no real door handles or radios, but we would also park next to their cars. And yeah, one day it just didn't want to start, and he was right next to me.
So
and,
Adam Jones, man.
and he offered. He was a very nice guy.
When you look back on that, do you think, man, I can't believe that was Adam Jones? Like he's a star now.
All the time, and I bring it up all the time. People have heard it. They're like, we've heard your stories. Felix Hernandez is another one. Even before, I haven't heard him speak in a while, but he spoke zero English back then. So he would just give me a sign like, "Do you want to play catch?" But he, the 2 fingers like, "Want to throw?"
Yeah, like the universal language. Of
like I'm
pitching,
ready. Of
throwing.
course, yeah. I had my glove here, and they would let me do batting practice, take infield, outfield every once in a while.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was a great time. I'm telling you, it was great.
So you loved it. You were out there as the bat boy of the 66ers. You had the whole uniform and everything?
Yep, I actually got to. Some kids don't understand that just because you have a number that you're not a player. And I was in shape back then. I was playing high school baseball, so I was kind of stocky. So I signed a few balls and a few bats in my day. Yeah, absolutely.
You're like, man, look at that good comeback story. The little guy who never gave up.
Right.
Look at him out there playing pro baseball.
Number 5 fit me like a glove. It was great.
Do you have any pictures?
I don't think so. Nobody really supported me when I came here. I just came here by myself.
I mean, shoot, Adam Jones had to drive you home.
Exactly,
Your parents
right.
couldn't even come get you.
Right.
But in the end, it worked out. Adam Jones is a star. Do you follow him on Twitter and Instagram?
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. He's a very personable guy. Even now, he does a lot of charity. You can tell that wasn't just a one-time thing. That's just the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, he took he took care of the latchkey kid over here.
Man, no kidding, right?
Well, a lot of players actually live around the Inland Empire in San Bernardino, especially when they play for the 66ers.
Because they have host families, don't
Right,
they?
and even one of the apartment complexes, if you know San Bernardino area, over on the north end near Jersey's Pizza or Stater Brothers, but they stay over there. And right next door to this field, San Manuel Stadium, is the Brandon Iron, which a lot of them like to fancy the Brandon Iron.
I've been there.
You have?
I've been drunk there several times, Pep.
So have 66ers
over the
players.
years.
Is it like...
It's over here.
over here?
No, it's right here. And
Yeah.
the thing is, it's a country line dancing place. I thought for sure you would have been there. That was
Me?
That was one of my jaunts when I was a young man in my early 20s.
Very country.
I'd go down to the Brandon Iron. I'd put on my ropers, Pep. Do you know what ropers are?
Yes.
Okay,
I don't have any, but
I
yeah.
would put on my ropers and my tight boot jeans.
Ooh.
And I would go out there and I would dance. It
What
was
a
like
sight.
It was like roller skating. Have you ever been country dancing?
No.
What, you're a country guy. How
No.
can I have?
I
been-
don't dance or sing. I don't do any of those.
Oh yeah, it's just
No.
like going roller skating.
No.
You're just going circles
It's
around
not.
this thing. It is. It's I'm telling you, man. We're gonna get the wives. We're gonna go double dating, and we're gonna go country dancing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like roller skating. In fact, I'm gonna show you on the break how to do some country dancing. I can flip you around too.
So you can line dance and do the bird?
I can do it all. Yeah, I'm a dancer. Dancer by trade, my friend. Dancer by trade.
Dancer by trade.
Yeah, Brandon
I
Iron.
just stumbled into basketball broadcasting.
yeah.
I was a dancer.
I'm a fine
Nobody believes
dancer.
that.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you.
Well, Kono and Jeff will have the call for the All-Star game coming up at 7 o'clock. We'll probably start streaming. I saw the list around here, probably about 6:50 or so on the Inland Sports Channel. And then the game will start about 7 o'clock here at Riverside County, taking on San Bernardino County. So it's going to be great. Riverside, San Bernardino County All-Stars. And you can listen to the game. And make sure you hit subscribe on the YouTube channel as well. We'd really appreciate it. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, let's take a look at some of those afternoon Major League Baseball scores. I'm sure we got a slew of games in progress. And we'll also get you all set here for the All-Star game.
Guys,
What?
He's still down there.
Who?
The guy with the beautiful legs down there.
Little skinny legs?
Oh, the sticks. I'm telling you, if you put his legs on any woman in America, he'd be the hottest woman ever. Man, he's got – I'm telling
Jeff,
you.
go back to your dancing.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be back. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're live at San Manuel Stadium for the IEBCA All-Star Game tonight, which you can watch live on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. So I hope you will join us and make sure you hit subscribe to the channel. We're brought to you by Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all sports and athletes of all levels. Everybody's going to Boost. So if you're youth level, high school, college, lacrosse, golf, football, doesn't matter. Everyone's going to Boost. Make sure you check out the strength and speed class. The first one's always free, and you're going to see results at Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter. So we're here at the All-Star Game, and check this out, guys. I just stumbled upon this. So I was hanging out on Twitter. And
trolling. You were trolling. Is that the term?
I wasn't trolling.
What does trolling mean?
So the San Diego Padres had a high school baseball all-star game themselves. The Padres had an all-star game at Petco Park on 6th. So that was Wednesday night. On June 6th, they had a high school baseball all-star game in San Diego at Petco Park. After 9 innings, the game was tied at 7. So did they go to extra innings?
No.
No.
Yes. No, what?
No, they didn't.
Because of time allotted, probably? No?
I don't know. But
just-
you know what they did?
No.
They did rock, paper, scissors.
Rochambeau.
Right there on the field at Petco Park to decide the high school baseball all-star champion. There's the two sides. I think they do east-west in San Diego County, east-west.
Yeah.
Like here we do Riverside County and San Bernardino County. I think they split up San Diego County with east and west. So the all-star game was tied at 7 after 9 innings. So no extra innings in San Diego at Petco Park. They went to rock, paper, scissors. I don't know who won, but it was pretty funny video of these guys doing that on the field to decide the winner. So
Rochambeau. Did you know that's what that's called?
Rochambeau, yeah,
Rochambeau.
of course.
I didn't know if you knew that. They have world championships of that. Did you know that?
World championships?
They have a world champion every single year for Rochambeau. I tried. I failed miserably, but there are Rochambeau world championships.
You know what we missed, and I feel bad because I wanted to talk about it on the show about a week or two ago. They just had the Cheese Wheel Championships.
Ooh, that's a
you know what
brutal
that is?
event. This guy's won it like 10 straight years in a row.
Yeah, there's I guess you'd call them like the Golden State Warriors of the cheese wheel.
Yeah.
And basically, if you're not familiar with the sport, I believe it's England, like Great Britain. They do some wacky things over there. They do shin kicking and all kinds of contests. But they take this big wheel of cheese, they throw it down a hill, and everybody goes running down the hill to try to get the cheese. And if you get to the cheese first,
you win.
You win, but guys are like flopping and rolling down the hill and just tumbling, and they're just a mess. But it's the big cheese wheel competition.
They've had compound fractures.
It's bad.
It's every single year somebody gets hurt so bad. Every year.
Do yourself a favor. Google cheese. I think it's cheese wheel rolling or cheese wheel chasing, something like that.
It's fantastic. These guys run down a hill. I mean, literally, if you would die if you were to run down.
Yeah,
man, these guys just jump all over the place and they chase this wheel. It's like chasing. It's like dog racing.
Here's the latest competition. The annual cheese rolling contest. And I don't know if there's different age divisions or if they break it up between men and women, but it's just a mess. And there goes this cheese. I mean, I love it. I could watch this all day.
But there's one guy, though, that has
He dominates, right?
He dominates every single year, and he hasn't been hurt.
He's like the Usain Bolt of cheese rolling.
He's like a human rubber band, because I'll tell you what, if I did that, I would break into 1,000 pieces.
Oh, she is a mess.
Oh,
she's hurt.
She might be dead.
They've got paramedics on site. A lot of people need help. Oh, my gosh. That girl, I think she broke her arm. But did she get the cheese wheel?
Yeah, that was probably
I think she won the women's division.
The women's. Yeah, you got to have
here's the men. This is...
Yeah, there's the
Is
dude,
that the guy who...
dude.
Yeah.
That's a horrible, horrible thing. This is like watching this. Oh, this is terrible. How dare you show me that bit?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I might throw up.
Who's the guy that always...
there's a dude.
It's like different angles. They keep replaying it. Who's that guy? He's like in Speedos. I don't think he's even chasing the wheel. I think he's just rolling down.
He just said, that looks like a good time. That's horrible.
Oh, that guy's going to get the wheel. Oh, what happened?
Yeah,
what
crazy.
Bodies flying all over. I'm sorry. Major League Baseball scores from this afternoon, Jeff.
All right.
A lot of games in progress.
We've got here the progress. Bottom of the 5th. Giants over the Nationals, 6-4. Bottom 4, Brewers over the Phillies, 11-1. Bottom 6, Toronto up 2-1 over the Orioles. Top of the 7th, no score, White Sox, Red Sox. Two-hitter from by the White Sox. And then the Indians and Tigers in the 6th are knotted up at 1. Bottom 5th, Cards over the Reds 5-2. End of the 6th, Yankees tied with the Mets 1-1. And
the Freeway Series.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the Subway Series.
Subway Series.
Yeah, excuse me.
And then you have the Marlins over the Padres.
Well, that's a good one.
2-0. And then the American League West leading Mariners 4-0 over the Rays.
No, are they in first place?
They are in first place over Stephen Kono's Astros.
Let's see. They both have 39 wins, but Houston has 2 more losses.
Yeah, so
I didn't know. So percentage.
Yeah.
percentage points, Kono.
But they just lost a really good player, didn't they, for something really terrible?
And they got so much better. That's the good news. Seattle got so much better without Robinson Cano.
And then the Astros are up 4-1 in the second inning over the Rangers, and the Diamondbacks are beating the Rockies 1-0, and the Angels bottom second with a 1-0 score over the Twins in the Twin Cities.
You know what? As bad as the start of the season has been for the Dodgers, I feel like they have a better chance to make the playoffs than the Angels right now.
Well, we've discussed it. The American League West is ridiculous. Everybody except for the Texas Rangers are above 500. Seattle is 39-23. Houston is just a game back, and the Angels and the Oakland Athletics are in fourth place, 7.5 games out, just one game over 500. But you look at the National League West. National League West, the second place Rockies are just 2 games over 500, and the Dodgers and the Giants both sit at 31 up and 31 down, both 500. So American League West, or National League West, American League West, 2 different standings. American League West is just dominant, has great teams. National League West kind of struggling, but it's up for grabs for anybody in that division.
Yeah, with Seattle resurgent, the Seattle Mariners, that's going to be tough for the Halos to not only, win a division title, but to even get a wild card. I mean, that's going to be tough in the American League West. But right now, the Dodgers, I think they're coming on strong, and they're in good position because the rest of the divisions, I don't want to say bad, but they're so mediocre at this point. And the American League West is so tough. I think right now, if you ask me, I'd say the Dodgers have a better chance of getting to the playoffs, better than the Halos, although the Halos might be the better team.
Yeah, the Halos are just 3.5 out of the wild card spot. The Yankees are walking away with that. But the National League, if the Dodgers don't win their division or win their division, that they are 5 games out of that National League wild card spot.
All right, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're going to wrap this up and get you set for Quakes baseball and also the Inland Empire High School Baseball All-Star Game. You're listening to your favorite show. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We're going to wrap this thing up. Greg Hall is back in the studio. I'm Pep Fernandez. Jeff Gorham here, live at San Manuel Stadium for the high school baseball all-star game. It's brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona, off of Temescal Canyon Road. You can buy, trade, and finance. They've got weekly specials right now. They've got a 2011 Ford SVT Raptor Crew Cab that's only had one owner. Clean Carfax, low miles. It's immaculate. Immaculate, and you can save $500 if you mention the Inland Sports Show. That's it. Just say Inland Sports Show at Catalano Motors, and you can get $500 off any car or truck on the lot. It's a sweet, sweet deal at Catalano Motors in Corona, off of Temescal Canyon Road. Check them out online, CatalanoCars.com. Big rivalry tonight. The 66ers playing at the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. You can listen to the game live right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Plus, it's Justin Turner bobblehead night for the first 1,500 fans tonight at Lone Mart Field. So, Jeff, it's a great rivalry game between the Quakes and 66ers. Plus, who doesn't love JT, right?
Everyone.
Am I right?
But is it going to be a fuzzy beard on the bobblehead or
It's
a solid beard?
No, it's got to be fuzzy, scraggly, right?
Sweet. I want one.
All right, and plus back here at San Manuel Stadium, again, a big thanks to the 66ers for being so hospitable to us and setting us up in a big suite with the AC on. We got the whole thing to ourselves. I feel like a king up here, Jeff.
You are a king, Pep. Always a king.
Always. Again, June 16th is going to be a big night here at San Manuel Stadium with the cool hat with the California bear inside the IE 66ers logo. It's also the cool jersey giveaway, Strikeout Cancer, where they're going to auction them off. You can see them right here on the channel holding it up. And then also the Jurassic Park bobblehead that you don't want to miss. You can find the details out on the 66ers website. Coming up, the IEBCA All-Star Game here at San Manuel Stadium on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you check it out live and hit that subscribe button for us on the channel. We'd really appreciate it. For Greg Holla, Jeff Gorham, I'm Pep Fernandez. We'll see you Monday at 3 o'clock.
I have a new sign-off. Do you want to hear it?
Let's hear it.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey.